discuss about the CRUD operation. So okay, so first I'm creating the folder. So here CRUD. So here again I'm creating front end. Some back end folder. Okay, so open this folder front end. So open with the command prompt. Here we can create the project. Okay, npm create with. It was asking project name. Okay, so here I want to give the CRUD. So here you need to select the framework. Okay, here JavaScript. So here, if you observe here, after done this one, you should to run these commands. Okay, so we need to change the directory to CRUD and npm install. So it will take time to install. So project was installed. Okay, so I am opening with VS Code. This is my front end code. I am running the project npm run dev. So project was running. Just copy this URL and open the Chrome. Here paste your website. Okay, so basic project it was created. Okay, right now I don't want this. Okay, here they will connected the app.css. So I will deleted this folder. I don't want this one. On index.css they will kept inside this one. So this one just I will remove CSS. Okay, here I don't want this code. So here I'm creating the const app. So then return. So is the fragments. Then export default app. Okay, so here I created the app. Here I'm creating CRUD.jsx. Here I'm creating the const CRUD is equals to then return fragments. So export default CRUD. Okay, so here I will write h1 tag h1 CRUD operations. Okay, so here we are exporting. Here you should to import inside this app CRUD. Just click on enter. So it was imported. See here I'm getting the CRUD. Okay, so first I want to, so front end I created. Okay, now I'm creating the backend server. So go to this backend folder, open with the command prompt. Okay, so go to the Chrome. Here you can search the npm JSON server. Okay, so go to inside this npm nothing but node node package module. Okay, so I'm copying this JSON. So open here inside the backend. Here you can paste and enter. So here we're creating the backend server. So it was installed successfully. So I'm opening the VS Code. So here I'm creating users data.json. So here users. So I'm creating ID is one, name, email, password, and gender. Okay. So here I created. So I need to run this. So here we need to go to the terminal. So sometimes if you run the JSON server, it won't work with PowerShell. Then if it's not working, then open with the command prompt. Okay. Some permissions you need to allow. Okay. So here if you go to the below, here npx JSON server, and this is our JSON file name. Okay. So what is the file name you given here? Users.data.json. So we need to run the npx JSON server users data.json. So our backend is running successfully. Okay, here it was running. So just copy this URL. So I pasted. See here I'm getting the users data. This data I want to display here, where in table format I need to display. Here I will use the Bootstrap. Okay, so open with the new tab. Here I'm searching the Bootstrap. Click on this Bootstrap. Go to here. Here you need to install the Bootstrap in front end. Okay, so this is the front end code. This one no need. So close this terminal. Okay, so open with the terminal. So here paste this Bootstrap. Okay, so npm I Bootstrap I nothing but install. Okay, so Bootstrap was installed successfully. So then go to this curve. So I'm using button register. Just I will use the class btn. Btn should be success. So if you observe here, I'm not getting the Bootstrap. So here I need to set up the Bootstrap. Okay. So here inside the main.jsx file, we need to set up our Bootstrap. Node, go to the node modules, Bootstrap slash district dot css dot bootstrap dot min dot css, and JS also node modules tag bootstrap slash district slash js slash bootstrap dot bundle dot js. See, if you observe, see I am getting. Okay, so now we set up the Bootstrap successfully, closing all this tab, open this one. So right now I don't want this one. Okay, so again go to the Bootstrap. Okay, so click on this document. Here, if you go to the below, here you can observe the tables. Okay, So here click on this table. So I want to display the data in the table format. Just I will copy this code. Okay. So go here. Just I copied the code. Okay. So here just do some alignment properly. Okay. So one heading. If you go here, see here I want to display the ID, name, email, password, gender. I want to display. Okay. Go to here. Here change this one to ID, name, email, password. One is for gender. So another is for action. Okay. So here, so do some alignment. Okay. This all this data I don't want. Okay. So TR tab. So I don't want to display. I will display only one row. Okay. So one is for ID, name. Here just you can think this is the email. Okay. Here this is the password. Sorry. Mail. And this is for the action. Okay. So I'm creating one button. One is for ID, name, email, password, and gender. And this is for update. One is for delete. Okay. See, go here. See. So here my aim is I want to display this ID, name, email, password, and gender. Okay. So here go here. So here I didn't given the gender. Just change this gender male. Okay. So if I refresh again, so I'm getting the mail. So here this data I want to display. So first we'll do the read operation. I want to display the data inside this table. Okay. So here I will give some colors. Class BTN. BTN should be warning. Okay. Margin. I will give some little bit space. And class BTN. BTN should be danger. See, I'm getting the colors. Okay. So now I want to get this API. Okay. Here I will create const get users data is equals to, here I'm calling function. Okay. So here I will install the Axios library. So npm I Axios. So Axios library was installed successfully. Here I'm calling the Axios dot get. So here it's already, it was imported automatically. Okay. So here I will call that API. Okay. So here I will copy this URL. I pasted here. Okay. So this API, it will return the promises. So to handle those promises, we can use the async and await. Okay. So whatever the result I am getting, I am storing into one variable response. Okay. So this function I'm not calling anywhere. Okay. So initially, while the page was loading, at that time I want to call that get users data function. So here I'll use the use effect. So use effect, it will accept the two arguments. One is for the function, one is for the array. Okay, here I'm passing the empty dependencies. Means once the page is loaded, at the time it will call this get users data. Okay, so I'm doing the log of response. Okay, we'll see what is the response we are getting inside the console. So if I load the page, see here I'm getting the response. See inside this data. So ID, name, email, password, and gender. Okay, so here change this class to class name. So here because of class name. Okay, so class is a predefined one, so that's why you're getting the error. Okay, so here I'm getting the data, so I want to get this data only. Okay, inside that response data I want to get, so response dot if data if you give, I will get this data only. Okay, so here response dot data. So I refresh the page once again. See, here I am getting the data in the array format. Okay, so here I will create one use state. Okay, in that use state I will set this data. Okay, so here create use state const data comma set data is equals to use state. I am getting the data in the array format. If you observe, this is the array format. So here we need to use the array. Okay, so whatever the response I am getting here, I will set that data. Set data response dot data. Okay, so now the data was set into this data. Okay, so here I will use the map. Okay, so here go here, just right now, just I'm commenting this one. Okay, so here data, this is the data. Okay, so here I will use the data dot map element. You can give any name. Okay, here in place of element, whatever the name you can give, you can give data also, e also, abcd xyz. Okay, so return tr inside the td into I want 5. Okay, so element dot, okay, first one is id, so id I will given. Okay, so id, name, email, password, gender. Okay, if you go here, see, I am getting the, so here also I will tell you this one later. Okay, so id I'm getting name Madhu, madhu@gmail.com, Madhu, and actions I want to display. So here copy this td and paste over here. Okay, see, I'm displaying this data. Okay, so it will say the list having should be unique key. Okay, here here tr tag we need to provide the key is equals to element dot id. Okay, so id should be unique. Okay, if I refresh this page, see, error is gone. Okay, so if I added one more data here. Okay, so here I added one more data. So id is 2 and name is sai@gmail.com, and I'm giving the sai123 and mail. Okay, so if I go here, if I just refresh this one, see, I am getting the sai. So now we read the data successfully. So now when I'm clicking on this delete, I want to delete the user data. Okay, so here I'm writing the on click. Okay, sorry. Okay, so here delete user. Okay, so here I'm passing the element dot id. Id is unique. Okay, so by using that id I'm deleting the data. So here I created function, so here I need to create the delete. Okay, so delete user. Okay, so I'm creating the function const, so delete user is equals to, so here I'm getting the id, so you can give id also, you can give, or else data, whatever the name you can give. Okay, so id I given. Okay, so here I'm calling the axios dot delete. So here I'm calling this API. Okay, slash dollar id I need to give. Okay, so here it will return the promises. To handle those promises, I'm using the async and await. Okay, so it will delete, after deleting, it will return the response. Okay, So in this response log, if you do the log of response, whatever the data you are deleting, that data it will be written. Okay, first before doing this one, I'm checking if I click on id, I'm getting the id or not. Okay, if I refresh this one, if I click on this, see, I'm getting the IDs 2. If I click on ID 1, so I'm getting the ID 1. Okay, so IDs are getting correctly. Okay, so here, if I click on this delete, so if I click on first user, it will delete the first user and it will return that deleted user data. Okay, so go here. If I click on this first user, okay, actually it was deleted. So you need to restart this server here. Okay, so here I refresh this one. So I click on delete. Actually, user was deleted. Okay, it was deleted successfully. If you observe, I clicked on second user. Second user was deleted. That deleted response it will return. If I refresh the page, that time it will be displaying latest data. So here, once user is deleted, again you should to call the get user. Okay, so because once the page is loaded, at that time only we are calling, at that time we are getting the latest data. So every time once the deleted, again I need to call this get user. So, okay, deleted user I will get. Okay, so again I will do control Z. Okay, so I will restart once again this one. If I go here, I refresh the page. Okay, so I deleted this first user. Okay, so I will check once again. Okay, so okay, so if we deleted the first user, see, data was deleted. If I delete the second user is deleted. Okay, so if there is no data, so I want to display the no data form. Okay, so here after deleting, here I will do the log of response dot data. This data I'm getting in the array format. Okay, so here I want to get the length of that array. It's length. Okay, if I go to the console, if you observe, I'm getting length is 0. Okay, I will write one condition. If the length is 0, okay, display no data form, else display the data. Okay, so here I will take one more variable to store that length. Okay, is length comma set is length is equals to the use state. By default it should be 0. Okay, so here I will do the set is length response dot data dot length. Okay, so it will be updated that length. Okay, so here I will use this is length. Okay, so you'll write the here I will write the ternary operator. If is length equals to the 0, display this one, else display the data. Okay, here I will write the tr and td. So inside I am writing the h1 no data form. Okay, if I go here, see, I'm getting no data form. If any data is there, so again I will do the control J. Okay, to get the deleted users. Okay, again I will restart this server. See, here if I refresh the page, see, I'm getting the data. If I deleted this one, if I deleted no data form. Okay, we successfully read the data and we deleted the data. Now I want to create the data. Okay, so again go to the Bootstrap. Okay, so here go to the models. Okay, click on this model, go to over here. See, if I click on this one, so I'm opening the pop-up model. In that pop-up model, here I will show the registration form. Okay, so simply copy this and go to over here. So here I'm pasting this one. Okay, so just select and control slash. Okay, again select control slash. Okay, so just I'll do some alignment. Okay, so same this one also. Okay, so leave it. Okay, so in place of this live demo, see open over here, go to here. If I click on this one, just I refresh the page. So in place of this class, we need to keep the class name. Okay, so class change to class name. Okay, so go here, refresh again. Okay, so again this one also text index should be changed to capital. Okay, so we are not getting any errors. If I click on this model, say I'm opening this pop-up model successfully. Okay, so in place of launch demo, I will change this text to register. Okay, and when I'm clicking on this register, here in place of model title, I will change this text to register user. Okay, change this text to register user. Okay, go here. So change this one to save. Okay, so here I will create one form. Okay, just cut this border, body, and footer kept inside the form. I created the form. I kept inside this one. Okay, inside the form. Okay, okay. Here go to the bootstrap again. Go to the form controller. Here take this email. Okay, so copy this first div, paste over inside the border body. Okay, so here give the slash. Okay, here you can change to class name as well as clash with the class name. Okay, so and also for also you can change. If I go here, if I refresh this one, see for means HTML for. Okay, we are changing this one also HTML for. Okay, change this text form email. You can give any name. Okay, so here is the email and placeholder should be enter your email and here change this email. Okay, so same I want to for password. Okay, so for and also I want to same for text. Okay, so here in place of email give the form name. Here should be name. Here also change with the form name. Enter your name. Okay, so here text should be type should be text. Okay, this is email. Okay, okay, this is for password. Change this one to password and type also should to change to password and this one is password. Okay, so enter your password. Okay, so if I click on this registration form, see I'm getting the name, email, password. So I want to display the gender as well as. Okay, so create div dot margin bottom should be 3 pixel. Okay, so label form gender. So I'm giving the input. Type should be radio and name should be gender and value I am giving as male. Okay, so here also I give the male and female and other. Okay, so just I duplicated female, here change to female. Okay, so here it should be other, and this one is also other. Okay, so everything is done. Okay, so now I will create, okay, on change handler in every function. Okay, so on change handler, if you go here it will get some error. Okay, if you go to the inspect, see, on changer is not defined, so you need to create this on change function. Okay, so here const on change, so I created the on change function successfully, then refresh. Okay, so everywhere we can get this on change. Okay, so name, say the input email, password, male, female, and others. Okay, so here one more thing, here you need to change this type button to submit. Okay, so go to here inside the form, here I'm clicking on submit. So submit handler. Okay, here you can give any name, submit and not only submit handler, you can give whatever the name you want. Okay, so here I will give the const submit handler. Okay, so everything is done. So now I will create const form data, comma, set form data is equals to use state. Okay, here I'm taking the name, email, password, gender. Okay, so here I will do the destructuring. Okay, so these details I'm doing name, email, password, gender is equals to form data. Okay, so here go to the name, here you can give the, so name is equals to the name. Okay, so value is equals to, so we should to give the name. Okay, so this name is this one, guys. Okay, here I did the destructuring. If you are not doing destructuring, you should to give the form data dot name. Okay, so I did the destructuring, so that's why I'm directly giving the name over here. Okay, so value is name. Okay, here also, so name is equals to the email, so value is equals to the email, and here name is equals to password, value is equals to password, and here I am already giving the name and value is password. Here I need to write the condition, it will be checked. Okay, so gender, take this male. Okay, so if it will be checked, gender equals to female, if it will be checked, equals to gender equals to other. Okay, if I go to the here, when I'm every time when I'm triggering, okay, so here I will get the, if I do the log of, when I'm every time I'm doing changes, it will go to here. See, if I go to the form, just I click on enter some text. Okay, see, if you go here inside this target, this value I want to get. Okay, means e dot target dot value. Okay, so here I'll give the e dot target dot value. Okay, so clear this one. See, if I entering any data, it will be coming. Okay. So here I need to do the every time when I'm changing, set that form data with these details. Okay. So dot dot of form data, comma, e dot target dot name, e dot target dot value. Okay. So name with value. Okay. Here over go here. If I do the log of form data, so go to here. Just I will enter some data. Just I enter the name. Okay. So if I click on this save, so actually data is getting and it will be loading this page. To prevent that loading the page, here you need to give the e dot. You can give element also. What are the name you can give? Just I given the e. Okay. So e dot prevent default. Then it won't load the page. Okay. So if I click on this one, see if I click on this save button, see I didn't enter any data. Okay, now I entered then some data. So now I enter the again mail. Okay, so just you can remove this log. Okay, this one is not required. Okay, so just I enter some password, random password, and I click it as a mail. Click on this one. See if you just give the @gmail.com. Okay, so click on save. See, I'm getting the data. So this data I want to register. Okay, so here I will get the data form. Okay, so here I will call the axios dot post. Post means to create the data. I will use the backticks. Here use this API. Okay, so here you need to pass the form data. Okay, so it will return the promises. Okay, to handle those promises, I am using the await and async. Okay, so once after creating this data, okay, so in this response, here it will return the created data. Okay, so if we created the third user, it will return the third user data. Okay, so if I go over here, so just I refresh the page. Okay, so there is no data, just I will creating Madhu. Okay, so Madhu @gmail.com. So Madhu 123 I given and I select gender as male. If I click on this save, actually data was created. Okay, if I refresh this one, see I'm getting the data. Okay, so once the data is created, again I need to call this get API, means latest data it will be get. Okay, so here I need to call the get user data. Okay, so go here. If I click on this one, I created the sai@gmail.com, sai123 I given and I selected as mail. If I click on this one, see sai is created. So now when I'm clicking this one, so I'm creating one more xyz @gmail.com, then xyz123 and I selected as mail. If I click on this save, see data is created, but I want to close that pop-up model. Okay, it was not closing. So I need to use, okay, so const model ref is equals to the, sorry, use ref. Okay, so initially I'm giving as a null. Okay, so this model ref we need to use inside this model. Okay, so ref is equals to the, so model ref. Okay, so here I want to close that pop-up model. Okay, so for that one we need to use this. Okay, so if I paste it, okay, so once user is created, so just close that model. Okay, so here if I refresh the page, just I'm deleting all the users. Okay, so I'm creating once again. So here I'm creating Madhu123 @gmail.com. So I given the Madhu123. Okay. So I have selected gender as male. If I click on save, it's not created. Check once. Okay. So model ref is not defined. Okay. So here, okay, this name we did the spelling mistake. Okay, you can give the model ref. Okay. So now again we can create. So here you can give the sai at the rate gmail.com, sai123, and here you can give mail and click on the save. See, pop-up model is closing successfully. So now I want to click this one. So previous data I'm getting. So I want to clear this form. Okay. So when I'm clicking on this register, I want to clear the form. On click. Okay. So clear that form. Set form data. So name should be empty. Password also should be get empty. Email should be empty. So and gender change to empty. Okay. So if I close, if I click on this one, see I'm getting empty. Okay. So now when I'm clicking on this update, okay, so I want to get this particular user and I want to append inside this form. Okay. First of all, when I'm clicking, I need to get this user. Okay. First do that one. Go to the inspect. Okay. So open the inspect and go to this update. Okay. So here when I'm doing the on click, okay, so here, so update user, here I'm passing the entire data. Okay, so here I'm passing the entire data. If I pass this element, I will get the ID, name, email, password, and gender. Okay, here I will create the update user function. Okay, so here const update user. So here I will getting the all the data. Okay, so data, so log of, so data, comma data. Okay, so when I clicking on this update, I clicking on Madhu. So I'm getting the Madhu details. I will get on this one. I will get this side details. So these details I want to append inside the form. Set form data name colon data dot name email data dot email and password data dot password gender data dot gender. Okay. So here after I need to open this pop-up model. Okay, so I want to open this form. So in here in place of that one we need to give the show. In place of get instant, here you can give the get or create instance. Okay, so if I refresh this page, okay, so if I click on this update, see I'm getting Madhu data. Okay, so if I click on this update, see I'm getting the soil details. Okay, so now what I need to do, okay, I will take one more variable. Okay, so const user id comma set user id is equals to the use state. Initially it should be null. Okay, so here I will update that set user id should be data dot id. Okay, so go to the submit form. Here I will write one condition. Here I will remove in the consoles. Okay, so if user id is present, go to do the update operation, else do the create operation. Okay, so here if there is no, if the id is null, it will go to the else block and it will create the new user. If the id is there, go to that one. So here await axios dot put. Okay, so here we need to call this API. Okay, so slash dollar user id comma form data. Okay, so it will return the response. Okay, so if we go over here, so if we click on this update, I'm changing Madhu 123. Okay, so here 123, I'm changing. Okay, if I click on this save, see it is changing. Okay, so now I want to change this 123 to 1. Okay, so here I'm changing, removing this number Madhu. Okay, so if I click on this save, so it was updated successfully. Okay, so when I click on this register, if I give any user, it will be replaced with this user. Okay, because we need to change here every time set user ID change to null. Okay, if you won't give this data, see what is the issue. Okay, so I click on this one. Okay, again I close on this one. If I click on this user, I give some random data. Okay, see in place of Madhu, this data it will be updated. Okay, see. Okay, so now if I click on this open, it will say register. So if you comment, if you give this one, every time when I'm clicking on this update, I will get the user ID. Okay, at that time I'm getting this data. If I click on this one, again user ID should be null. Okay, here I'm giving the Madhu. So Madhu at the rate gmail.com, Madhu123. Okay, it will create the new user. See, okay. So now when I'm clicking on this update, I want to show in place of show, I want to show the update. Okay, if I clicking on this register, I want to show the save. Okay, here I will write one condition. So if user ID is equals to the null, here I will use the ternary operator, show the save button, else show the so update. Okay, so if I click on this update, see I'm getting in place of the show, I'm showing the update. Okay, so here we done the create, update, delete operation we done. Okay, so this code I will provide in the GitHub. Okay, I will provide that URL in the comments. Okay, if you have any queries, you can comment. I will give reply for your comments. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.